God chose Moses for a very important job. Moses was a leader for the Israelites. They were God's people, but they were slaves in Egypt. God wanted to free them. God told Moses to lead the Israelites out of Egypt. He promised to help Moses. God would do amazing things to save his people. Moses was brave and trusted God. He knew God would help him lead the Israelites to freedom. Moses was ready to follow God's plan. The Israelites left Egypt with Moses. They were finally free. After years of suffering and hardship, they could now walk towards a new beginning, a land promised to them by God. The journey was long and arduous, but their spirits were high. They sang songs of joy and gratitude, feeling the weight of their chains lifted. Moses, their leader, guided them with unwavering faith and determination. But Pharaoh, the ruler of Egypt, changed his mind. His heart hardened and he regretted letting the Israelites go. The loss of his slaves meant a significant blow to his empire's workforce and economy. He wanted his slaves back. Pharaoh summoned his generals and commanded them to prepare the chariots and soldiers. The Egyptian army, known for its might and discipline, was mobilized swiftly. Pharaoh chased the Israelites with his army. The sound of chariots and horses thundered across the desert, creating a cloud of dust. The Israelites, unaware of the impending danger, continued their journey. They caught up to the Israelites by the Red Sea. The Israelites were trapped. They were scared. The vast expanse of water in front of them and the approaching Egyptian army behind left them with no escape route. They cried out to Moses. Panic and fear gripped their hearts as they saw the dust clouds of the Egyptian chariots drawing closer. "What have you done to us?" they asked. Their voices were filled with anger and desperation. They felt betrayed and questioned Moses' leadership. "Why did you bring us here to die?" they lamented, thinking it would have been better to remain slaves in Egypt than to perish in the desert. Moses told them, "Do not be afraid." His voice was calm and reassuring, a beacon of hope amidst the chaos. "Stand firm and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today." Moses' faith was unshaken and he urged the people to trust in God's power and protection. Moses raised his staff. He stretched out his hand over the Red Sea. God sent a strong east wind. It blew all night long. The wind divided the water. The water formed two walls. There was a dry path through the middle of the sea. It was a miracle. The Israelites couldn't believe their eyes. God had made a way for them to escape. They were amazed by God's power. Section 4, Crossing to Freedom. Moses led the Israelites into the dry seabed. With unwavering faith, he raised his staff and the waters parted, creating a miraculous path through the sea. The people, filled with hope and determination, followed him into the unknown. They walked through the sea on dry ground. The seabed, once covered by the mighty waters, now lay bare beneath their feet. The walls of water stood tall, a testament to their faith and the power of their God. The walls of water were on either side of them. It was as if the sea itself had bowed to their passage, creating a corridor of safety amidst the chaos. The sight was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. All night long the Israelites walked through the sea. The journey was arduous, but their spirits were high. The moonlight reflected off the water walls, casting an ethereal glow on their path. Finally, they reached the other side. They were safe. The relief was palpable as they stepped onto solid ground. Cheers of joy and gratitude filled the air as they realized they had escaped the clutches of their oppressors. But Pharaoh's army was still coming. The sound of chariots and the sight of soldiers in the distance reminded them that their journey was not yet over. The Egyptians followed the Israelites into the sea. Determined to recapture their slaves, they charged into the path that had been miraculously created. But God closed the waters over them. The walls of water that had stood firm for the Israelites now collapsed, engulfing the pursuing army in a torrent of waves. Pharaoh and his army drowned. The once mighty force was no more. Swallowed by the very sea they had dared to enter, the Israelites were free at last. Their long journey to freedom had reached a triumphant conclusion. They celebrated their newfound liberty with songs of praise and dances of joy, knowing that they were finally free from bondage. Section 5. A Miracle Remembered. The parting of the Red Sea was a miracle. It was a moment that defied the laws of nature, a divine intervention that showcased the immense power of God. The waters stood like walls, creating a path for the Israelites to walk through on dry ground. God showed his power and love for his people. This act was not just about demonstrating power, it was a profound expression of his unwavering love and commitment to his chosen people. The Israelites, who had been enslaved for so long, saw a beacon of hope. He saved them from the Egyptians. As the Egyptian army pursued them, the Israelites were filled with fear and uncertainty. But God intervened at the perfect moment, ensuring their safety and delivering them from their oppressors. The Israelites learned to trust in God. This miraculous event strengthened their faith and trust in God. They realized that no matter how dire the situation, God was always in control and would never abandon them. They saw that God would always protect them. The parting of the Red Sea became a symbol of God's protection and faithfulness. It was a reminder that they were never alone, and that divine help was always within reach. They would never forget what God had done for them. This event was etched into their collective memory, a story passed down through generations as a testament to God's miraculous deeds and his love for his people. We can learn from this story too. It teaches us about faith, trust, and the power of divine intervention. It reminds us that miracles can happen when we least expect them, and that we should always hold on to hope. Even when we are afraid, we can trust in God. In moments of fear and uncertainty, we can draw strength from this story, knowing that God is always with us, guiding and protecting us. He will always be there for us, just as he was there for the Israelites. He is here for us today, offering comfort, guidance, and unwavering support. He will help us through any challenge, and no matter what obstacles we face, we can trust that God will provide a way through, just as he parted the Red Sea for the Israelites.